Beto is pandering. I get that he's inconsequential because he'll never win. I mean, how many times, if at first you don't succeed, try again. It's if at first, second, third, fourth you don't succeed. Beto, nobody likes you. Raging homosexual Beto O'Rourke
Homo
decided to, you always have to ask yourself, what would the left do? Not what do Democrats do right now with checks and balances? What would they do with complete unfettered power? Well, on immigration, don't let them move the Overton window because they tell you exactly what they would do. Here, Beto.
Next time we win power, we're going to drive that car like we stole it. We're going to legalize every dreamer's parents, every hardworking American doing backbreaking work that makes this country so damn great in the first place, even greater as U.S. citizens.
Ooh, he cussed, so he's hip.
Yeah.
Look, people don't necessarily, about 530-something thousand dreamers are just illegals who came here as minors. They may have enrolled in school, college. But hear what Beto just said? He wants to legalize all of those people because a lot of you think anchor babies. No, because of birthright citizenship, which is going to be challenged. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about minors who came here, who weren't born here. Those are the dreamers. And he says he wants to legalize all of their parents. Think about that. You'd create a whole new category of reverse anchor baby. Really. It'd be anchor young adults. It'd be bring over someone who's college age, right? You're here illegally. Bring them over so they can enroll, get a student visa. Boom. If they're now a dreamer, all the parents who are effectively glorified genetic coyotes brought them over. So that would pretty much do what? What? Legalize everybody who came here illegally.
Yeah, even if you don't even have kids. The last thing he said, people who are doing back-breaking labor. Oh, okay, so that's everybody else in your mind. In Beto's mind, that's everybody. It's literally everyone. Don't get caught up on dreamers or parents or any of that stuff. It's just everybody.
Right.
Yeah, he changed his name to Beto for a reason.
Yes.
He's like a gayer version of Pete Buttigieg.
Well, here's the thing, too. They'll say, dreamers, and people go, yeah, okay, kids who were born here, they did nothing wrong. That's a shift. And they go, what about kids who came here and went to school? And you go, oh, yeah, okay, I guess. And then you sort of lose sight of the fact that Democrats, let's be clear, they don't care about babies. They don't care about young students. They don't believe in deporting violent felons who are in our prisons and are illegal aliens. Do you guys know that? Ask any Democrat. Hey, would you start by deporting every single person in our prisons who are illegal aliens or violent felons? Their answer, as a matter of policy, is no. So why should we give them any room? As it relates to babies? No. As it relates to young students? No. And now their parents? That means everybody. That means 15 to 20 million people who came here illegally just under Joe Biden now have citizenship. Jeez. Voting base. Think about that. And here's the thing, too. Giving amnesty to people. Let's assume that there's someone here who is doing backbreaking work, who's, coming by it honestly and has had some tough breaks. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because if you give them amnesty, you are incentivizing more illegal immigration. And here's the thing, that will always exist. And the people in charge of crossing this border, they're the worst of the worst. So for every person you see go, oh, she just wants to be a nanny. Oh, he just wants to work in the field. Guess what? There's a dozen who you don't see who got caught in the web of human trafficking. It's their only way in. Tom Homan actually spoke about that. And I think it's an important point that is missed right here on the show.
If they wore my shoes for the last 40 years, if they stood in the back of a tractor trailer like I did, surrounded by 19 dead people who baked to death, including a 5-year-old little boy who begged his father not to let him die, but that was the first child to die. When they stand back there and you smell it and you see it and you feel it, when they talk to little girls like I have as young as 9 years old that's been raped multiple times by the members of the cartel. When you get down and talk to that little girl like I did, and you see everything innocent and pure within her has been stolen, and she has no faith in humanity anymore, her life will never be the same. Wear my shoes for 4 decades and see the travesties I've seen.
Ask Beto, ask Elizabeth Warren, Bernie. Any solutions to that?
Yeah, because they have none.
None.
There's no middle ground.
Ultimately, they would have to say, well, if you just have open borders, then that wouldn't be a problem anyway. Yeah, but no one's actually advocating for that. So you're not advocating for completely open borders because you have to act like you care about the citizens of this country. Okay, so as long as there is a border, people will try and get here illegally. How do you decrease that? More slaves on earth than ever in recorded history, over 40 million, many of them sex slaves. What do you do?
Yeah, ask the 9-year-old girl that was raped that he was talking about if she would rather just live a poor life with some prosperity, hope in the future, or the life that she lives now because she's been raped repeatedly.
Yeah.
Trying to get to the United States. Which one do you think she would choose?
And by the way, she's coming over in the same caravan as the people who end up picking lettuce. You understand that, right? It's the luck of the draw when you're dealing with the people who are smuggling folks across the border. Human smugglers, human traffickers, I don't know if they're not good bedfellows with basic fundamental human rights. So you tell me, if you're a moderate or if you're a libertarian who believes in soft on immigration policy, what's your solution to that? Because it's only improved as we've secured the border and as we've disincentivized it by deporting people. So Beto, not to be outdone by the next issue on which he is wrong, decided to rail against the redistricting in Texas.
And you don't think it's a democracy when members of Congress can choose their own voters instead of the other way around. So instead of trying to save something that wasn't working for us, how about we build something that's worth saving in the first place? Overthrow Citizens United, pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Adjustment Act so we can vote in the state of Texas, get big money out of politics, remove politicians from redistricting, and return the power, all of the power, back to the people.
First off, a couple things. It's always funny when they say overturn Citizens United, right? That's about getting rid of corporate donations in politics. They always do it after they win and outspend the Republicans, as you saw Kamala Harris. Thank God Citizens United was not overturned in the Kamala, because the only thing that gave her a fighting chance, I'm using that term loosely, was so much money. As a matter of fact, they even kind of skirted the rules, right, where she got the coffers that Biden had because she stepped in, was part of the administration. And yeah, we get it. That's the old Kamala loophole, as we call it. But thank God they didn't undo it when they had the big coffers. They want to do it next time because they believe they have institutional power. And they believe that that'll supersede the power of big businesses, right? They're always going to have the support of the unions. They're always going to have the support of government entities. And they're always going to have a leg up in the media. So get rid of the idea that corporations have personhood and can give to the political candidates of their choice. Here's something else, too. When we're talking about redistricting, I'm tired of people going, both sides do it. Yeah, you know what? Fine. This is what it is. And the left does it worse. So Texas is readjusting. We've talked about this. The district lines to represent the actual voting patterns. The left only has a problem when the right does it. And the left does it a whole lot more. What would you say about a state like Massachusetts? 36% voted for Trump. Number of representatives? 0. 34% of the population of the state? 0 representatives. Hawaii, 37% voted for Trump. 0 GOP congressmen. 0. Connecticut, hey, 41% voted for Trump. Representatives in Congress, 0. Rhode Island, hey, 41% voted for Trump. So you'd think maybe 41% of the representatives, 0. How about Maine? 45%. That's getting up there, almost 50. 0. Don't redistrict. How about New Mexico? 45% too. Hey, how many congressmen from the 0. All right, let's go. Now, this one, we're going to make some progress. New Hampshire, right? New Hampshire can kind of go either way, right? It's the one that kind of separates that little electoral college. Okay, 47% voted for Donald Trump. How many GOP reps do they have? Oh, that's right, 0.
Wow. Beto makes a good point.
Yeah. You sure about that redistricting? You sure about those fair lines, Beto? We should just sit down and take it and have Crockett represent people who can't stand her very existence?
Yeah. By the way, the state
dances.
Yeah, the state they fled to, Illinois, they're redistricting. We've talked about this. The independent groups that rate that stuff rated an F for gerrymandering.
Yeah.
And Pritzker was asked about it yesterday on the Sunday shows and just kept pivoting to, something else happened. I don't know.
It's crazy. How do you get Connecticut, Maine, and Rhode Island, and New Hampshire? 0 reps?
That's insane. It's almost 50% of the state voted for, Republican.
Yeah.
We need a revolutionary war against New England now.
Yes, exactly.
We need a New England.
Check the references, guys. Every single reference, link in the description. Those ones were CNN and the House website itself. So Beto is pandering. I get that he's inconsequential because he'll never win. I mean, how many times? If at first you don't succeed, try again. It's if at first, second, third, fourth you don't succeed. Beto, nobody likes you.
What's he running for?
Well, didn't he run? So hold on.
Is he running for something now again?
I don't
He's
know.
always running for something, and he never wins.
But what's he running from?
He's probably running from a dad who didn't touch him enough.
Another DUI.
Didn't you run for president and then senator and then did you do senator again and then governor? Is he going to go for maybe start with city council and start building momentum?
Maybe start with Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. Try that one first.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe kick flip your way into Walmart greeter. That seems about Seems about right for
Hey, he
you.
probably can, dude.
Yeah. I don't think you'd meet the minimum age requirement, which is like 86 for Walmart grader. And you have to have a very strong passion for stickers. Fat tree, cock vagina, is exactly what I would say if I wasn't here on YouTube. So go and subscribe on Rumble. Same channel where free speech is actually alive and well. Or you can stay here and the